Uh, Okay, welcome to our Wednesday, August monthly meeting. We are going to cover a few quick updates, and I have something really fun towards the end of the call. So if you have to hop off early, try not to. Good night, Xander.
Mama,
Yes,
can we get extra iPad time?
not today. You got extra iPad time yesterday. Hey, Dad, go talk to Dad about it, okay? Definitely said good night right before. Hey, Dad, just a second.
Hi, Ellen. Hi, Cindy.
There's some screaming going on. Okay, let me share my screen and we'll go over these updates as quick as we can and we'll pause for questions and things like that. So, the Weekly Buzz comes out every Wednesday, and we just heard about this on today's executive call, and it's in the Weekly Buzz. Raise of hands, who was on the Opportunity Zooms at the beginning of August, like right after convention? Did anybody go to those Zooms that had Brian on them? No? Okay, well, good news is that they're doing more of them. So there were two at the beginning of the month, and they're going to have two more. I went to the one, I think it was August 3rd was the first one, and I screen recorded a couple of like just tidbits that Brian said and that Lynn Lippert said, and I shared them to my stories, and I actually had people reach out to me and they were like, "Hey, tell me more about this. Tell me," and they were really curious and interested. So what you need to do is invite people one on one. So, posting about it is great, putting it in your stories is great, but really reach out to who do you know that would love to make extra money? Who do you know that would love to build community? Who do you know that loves to help people and like genuinely already loves LeBri products? You could invite people that haven't tried LeBri yet, but I would recommend starting with your hot list versus your cold list and talk to people. Who do you know that loves LeBri? Who do you know that loves people? And invite them to this Zoom. For just 10 more days, people can join for $10. So we're kind of running out of time on our I think it's 11 days, but on our $10 join special. And these Zooms, they're quick. They're they're actually very what's that word that Lynn Bardowski used to use where you're like learning and having fun? Edutainment. They're very like you're learning and having fun at the same time. And I love hearing Brian speak too. So put these dates on your calendar. They are Tuesday, August 26th, which is next Tuesday, and Thursday, August 28th. These are the links right here to register. And what the registration does is it gives you a link to get onto the Zoom. They have to do it this way so that bots don't get on there, because that was a really big problem with the lives and things like that. So give this link, you sign up, and then give this link to your people to sign up, and then they'll get it emailed. So, any questions about this going places with LeBri Zoom opportunity? Okay. This picture is really cool. I actually watched them take this picture in Jamaica. Like I saw them walking on the path, and I love this picture of Sarah and Caitlin. So okay, let's move on to the next announcement. Fall product reveal kits. You can only buy this also for the next 11 days. So joining for $10 is expiring soon, and the fall reveal kit is expiring soon. This is a consultant only shopping cart to get all eight new products at a really, really good discount. It's like getting all eight products on sale. And if you haven't gotten one of these yet, it is limited one per consultant. So if you haven't gotten this yet, go ahead and grab one. It also comes with the new catalogs. Any questions on the new fall product reveal kit? Who has theirs?
I do know that even though you got one at convention, you can still go and order an extra one,
Yep.
which is great if you're doing like home things or events. That's
Yep.
great for throwing the product bundle.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. So Ellen, Cindy, Melanie, you guys can get a second one if you wanted one, and Debbie too. All right. There were some cool updates on the Labri app. So if you guys want to go check those out, all of the links are here in the weekly buzz. We talked about this. You can join for $10 for just the next 11 days. Um, I want to talk to you guys and hear some ideas. How are y'all sharing this, or what ideas have worked for you, or how are y'all really leveraging this $10 join kit? Or do you need ideas?
I reached out to a lot of my the people that are like just buying randomly here and there, and they have an open show link. And
Mhm.
so, what's really cool this time, I had a consultant who used to be a consultant turned customer, and I kept telling her this, and this, and whenever these things came up, um, I messaged her and said, "It's $10 right now. I know that you are so ready to order all of the things that you bought 6 months ago. Join now for $10, and then you get your 30% discount, which she already knew because she's been a consultant before. But now she's like, all right, I'm rearing to go. So 6 months, like you've talked about, it's like every 6 months things change in people's lives, and you
Totally.
just don't know, you don't know unless you ask, right? So
Yep.
now she's going crazy and she just loves the fact that she's joining again. Everything's new for a lot of people. We got the 360, we've got, the Pulse. And so there's a lot more things that are so more, on your phone kind of thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I ended up getting a message from the office and they said, "Hey, we can actually move her show that she has with you and hold her dollars that she earned on her show right now and move them to her so that she can then close out that show." I'm like, what? That's crazy. So
Yeah.
that was super cool about that.
Yeah, that's called a host conversion, and that happened with me a couple of times too, where you have a hostess and she's so excited about everything that she decides to join while her show is still open, and they'll do a when she joins, they'll move the show over to her. Yeah, called a host conversion. Really cool. And if you have anybody, not necessarily with an open show, but if they have credit, that credit follows them too, because their customer account follows them as well. And they don't have to do anything about it. Home office will do it for them. So Debbie, I really liked that idea of like talk to who you know already loves the products and might really enjoy a discount and or sharing with others, because that's when you can make commission, right? But even if they're just getting a discount for their family use, this is a great deal for that. Cindy, I saw you were starting to say something earlier. Cindy, did you still want to share?
I was just going to say that I through the desktop emailed all of my customers, and then I texted the ones who might be interested, but I got nothing, and I've been home, I've not been feeling well, so I haven't really done much outside of that.
You're recovering. Email is a great idea. I also want to just give all of us a little, like, let's give ourselves some grace. It's back to school, which means not only are teachers really stressed, moms have a lot on their plate. A lot of people are wrapping up like end of summer stuff. So if your business isn't exactly where you want it to be right now, that is normal. The August slowdown can be very, very normal. But hey, we've got 11 more days for this August join incentive. So any questions about the $10 join that's ending soon? I do want to remind y'all one more thing. I don't see any brand new consultants on this call, but if you're a brand new consultant watching this recording, or if you're watching this call and you have brand new consultants, please let them know that they have four $100 credits to give from LeBri. Like, it doesn't come out of your pocket or anything, but when you sponsor, that person gets $100 credit just because you're new. So if you're in your first 50 days and you sponsor, your newly sponsored person gets $100 shopping spree with LeBri credit. And that is the same with the $10 join. So they can join for $10 and get a $100 shopping spree. It's a no-brainer. So If anybody ever has any maybe like questions or concerns, or they used to call them something else. What were they when they like you're talking to somebody and they have, oh my gosh, words right now are so failing me. It'll come to me later, but loop your sponsor in, loop me or Debbie in as your executive. Like if you're talking with somebody about joining, they're like, "Oh, I don't know, I have questions." Be like, "Hey, can I loop Melissa in? She might be able to help answer some questions." Or if Debbie's your executive, "Hey, can I loop Debbie in? She might be able to answer these better than I am because I'm brand new, right?" So just remember, we're here for you too. We're super happy to have three-way conversations or group chat or whatever we need to do to help you sponsor and help you get those $100 credits because if you don't use them, you lose them. Same thing with the samples in your first 50 days. Melanie said, how do you loop people in? Do you mean like if they have questions? You could do a Facebook group chat, or we could share phone numbers with each other and do a three-way group chat through texting. Either of those would work fine. Allie said that she texted and shared videos on Facebook and TikTok. Awesome.
What I do like doing with my brand new consultant, so Paulette, I'll shout her out. She sponsored two people already this month,
Woo!
and her new person already sponsored someone because I mentioned the four $100 LeBri product credits, and she's like, "What? I have a friend."
Yeah.
But getting them in a group chat and then doing it as a FaceTime, like a Zoom, but you're
Yeah.
doing a FaceTime, you just hit the little button and everybody's there and you
Yeah.
can answer everyone's question all at once. So like, let's just say Cindy sponsored three people and that person sponsored somebody. Now you can hook them all together. They're all brand new, they're all excited, and they're all kind of like running together, I guess you could say. And so they can cheer each other on and you get that excited. I got goosebumps. And you just whatever. So anyway, so
Yeah.
excited.
I
But
love
yeah,
it.
that's how you would loop people in is just do a FaceTime, do a Zoom or something like that.
Yeah. Zoom is great. In person is great. Go grab coffee with people. Go visit a bookshop together, have a play date, go to a bunko, like, and you know what I've done before, and I haven't done this because I've been traveling and everybody I traveled with is already LeBri people, but bring this kit with you. And if you don't have this exact bag, bring a picture of it, but bring a catalog, bring a sample set and be like, you can join for $10 and get all this. And a lot of people are visual, tactile learners. Like it is much more digestible and like they just understand it more if they can see it and touch it and feel it, which is why home shows are so important. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, let's for the next 11 days, let's really push and talk about this $10 kit because it's expiring and that sense of urgency will usually perk up people's ears too. When you sponsor in August and that person that you sponsor gets to $300 in PV, you get a $100 holiday product bundle, which we found out today that we will have our holiday line. Are you ready? Drum roll. Brrr, September 23rd. September 23rd is when consultants will get access, and then October 1st is when like the everything will launch for customers and everything. So if you sponsor and you help that person with a party or a couple of sales, skincare, you can sell 2.5 skincare sets and get them to the $300 in PV. You get a $100 holiday product bundle for free. If you do that with two people, you also get this really beautiful travel backpack with cosmetic bags. So, step one, sponsor. Step two, link arms, get their samples out, get them talking to their friends and family. And those sales have to happen within their jump start, which is the first 50 days. First 50 days is called jump start. When you sponsor in August, oh my, there's like so many reasons to sponsor. It's a win, 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 win. When you sponsor and close 4 shows or have 8 new customers, so you can do the 4 shows or the 8 new customers, you get 1,000 trip points. This is as much as going to convention. This is as much as $1,000 in sales. This is a really, really good incentive, you guys. So we've talked a lot about sponsoring. We're going to talk about shows here in just a second, so keep that in mind. Here's a reminder of August product specials and August host bonus and September host bonus. I actually really like that this um, scrub. My mother-in-law is obsessed with this scrub. I could totally get her to share LeBri to get a free one of these. I'm already thinking about who do I know that loves this scrub enough to connect me with three new people and get that bonus. Here's a reminder of trip point breakdown, and we officially have two people have already earned the trip, Sue Nelson and Jenny Hillenberg. I'm pretty sure Jenny came over from 31 Gifts, which is super exciting. But yeah, look at all these points on the board. How exciting for everybody, and we can do it too. So we just have to get those conversations and shows on the calendar. There's a couple more reminders in here about merch and things like that, but I want to talk about shows for a second. So when I first, let me check the time real quick, so I want to make sure. Okay, we have time. When I first started LeBri, I didn't know what to do or how to do it. I was really learning as I went. And so keep all that in mind when you look at people who are successful, that we did not, no one successful in LeBri had it all figured out before they jumped in. Okay. So keep that in mind. But we had a little training with Lori Atwater today on our executive manager meeting, and she asked a really cool question. She said, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute so I can see you all. How many of you have been to any kind of direct sales show? So not necessarily LeBri, but Pampered Chef or Unique or anything like that. Has anybody been to a direct sales party or a show in real life? So about half, maybe two-thirds of us. How many people have hosted a LeBri show themselves in person? Right, about the same amount, maybe a little bit less. Um, I think, awesome, Ruthie has. I think what happens sometimes is we forget how fun parties are. Like, I think we get in our heads a little bit and we're like, oh, nobody wants to, or it's a lot of work, or I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to do. So, for the next few minutes, I want you guys to close your eyes and we're going to do a little visualization. A visualization is just closing your eyes and listening to me talk for a few minutes. So, go ahead and put down any writing utensils you have and maybe even lean back a little bit if you're sitting in a chair and imagine with your eyes closed that you get a text from a long lost friend and you haven't talked to her in ages. She asked you how you are and you start to message back and forth. And as you catch up, it feels really good to reconnect again. Then she says to me, I'm going to have a LeBri facial gathering, and I was wondering if you would like to come. It felt so good to be invited. I asked her when it was, and the date works for me. I get the details and I let her know that I'll be there. It's been a long time since I've been invited to something like this, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be so fun. The day of the gathering arrives, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous as I haven't been to something like this in quite a while, but I'm also very excited. And I could update my skincare regimen or what little of a regimen I currently have. I hop in my car and I begin to drive her home. My favorite song comes on the radio. I crank it up and start singing along. This is fun, just some me time. I pulled into her driveway, shut off the car, and grabbed my purse. I walk up to the front steps and I ring the doorbell. My friend opens the door and I'm greeted with a big smile. She embraces me in a warm hug. This is really nice. I'm glad I came already. I could hear some chatter and laughter in the kitchen. My friend invites me to come in and grab a beverage. As I come around the corner, there is Jenny and Sarah. They were my past coworkers that I absolutely adored. We hugged, we caught up, we shared photos on our phone. This was so wonderful to catch up. Meanwhile, the LeBri consultant came up to me to introduce herself. She asked me some questions about myself. I felt very at ease, and I was excited to learn about the products. The doorbell rings again, and in walks a new face. We are all introduced to her, and she seems fun and bubbly. In comes a couple more people, new faces, and eventually they too will become new friends. We're invited to grab a plate of snacks and our beverage and to be seated in the living room. The gathering begins with the consultant introducing the products, some ingredient information, the company, and what we are about to experience. I'm so excited to learn more about taking care of my skin, and these products really do sound amazing. We try our first product, and I'm blown away by how clean and soft my skin feels. I'm very interested. We continue trying a couple more products and learning a few things about taking care of our skin. I did not know I should be washing my face twice a day. Who knew? As the consultant continues, I'm finding more and more value in this presentation. Not only am I getting pampered, but I'm learning so much. The consultant shares about why she does this business. She shares how fun it is and wonderful it is to help others learn about these products, but also she gets to pamper them. Then she asked this question: what would I do with an extra $500 this month? My brain started to swirl with ideas. I really could use an extra $500 this month. We moved on to another product and I was absolutely impressed. I've never seen anything that could lift, tone, and tighten my skin like this. I had already made up my mind that I'd be purchasing products tonight. Then the consultant said something that got me thinking. She said, I bet you can think of some people that are not here today that would enjoy being pampered and trying these products. And I started to think of a few people that would enjoy this. For one, I would invite my neighbor and my sister and sister-in-law, couple ladies from church, my coworkers, and I realized I had a lot of people to share this with. I might book my own gathering. We finished up with another product, learned about the value of the skincare kits, free shipping, free sample, and the monthly special. The thing that really got me was a 60-day guarantee. I couldn't believe a company would be so generous. The consultant thanked the hostess, and we all did too. She was genuinely appreciative of all of us being there and allowing her to share this with us. She indicated she'd be setting up at the kitchen table and she would personally help each one of us find the products that matched our needs. Jenny and Sarah and I were all talking about how great these products were and how relaxed we felt. Jenny indicated she was going to book her own gathering. I told her I was going to too, and she asked that I invite her and she would invite me. Now I'm getting really excited. I went up to the kitchen table to meet with the consultant. Her warm smile greeted me again, and she asked me some questions. She asked me what I liked, what products did I enjoy, and what were my skincare needs. I felt cared for and listened to. She helped me with my order, and I selected a kit. She assured me it was a great value and that I would get great results with using it twice a day. She then asked me if I had ever thought of doing something like this. I told her that it seemed like she really enjoyed it. I asked her a couple questions about this business, and she shared some information. She said she would be happy to send me some information via the app on her phone later. I agreed, and I thought it was so cool that she could work so easily from her phone. That part was intriguing. She then asked who I would enjoy sharing these products with and if I would like to do a gathering with them. I said yes. We selected a date, and she then said she would also be getting me more information to help me simply invite people. I was really excited. This was a great evening of fun, relaxation, and reconnecting with my friends and new friends. I said my goodbyes, and I gave my friend a big hug goodbye too, and told her I would be inviting her to my gathering, and she said she'd be there. On the drive home, I couldn't help but smile and think of all the laughter and fun that we had just had. Not to mention that amazing dessert that my friend made. Note to self, I gotta get that recipe. I arrived home and went into the house to find my husband snoozing in the recliner. I kissed him on the forehead, got my pajamas on, super excited I didn't have to wash my face, brushed my teeth, and crawled into bed. My mind started to drift off to that question again. What would I do with an extra $500 this month? I thought of many things, perhaps putting that deck on the house that we hadn't gotten to, or maybe we could upgrade our car, or maybe we could save for a vacation this winter. Then I started dreaming about tropical destinations. You know, this idea of doing this business could be something I would entertain. I envisioned myself walking along the white sandy beaches of somewhere warm and tropical as I drift off to sleep. All right. Before we do anything else, I want you to grab a pen or a pencil or open up your notes app and just write down whatever you're thinking. Write down the first thoughts that come to mind. All right, who wants to share their thoughts?
I will.
Go ahead.
So I open my eyes and I start crying because this is something that everyone can have. Excuse my voice. Everyone can have it. Everyone can do it. There's so much support. I want to have that. I want to bless others. And it's very realistic. But then, like things aren't going the way that you want them to right now. But yet having that kind of connection with people and doing that maybe once or twice a week to meet with them kind of people and really you never know who you're going to meet. Maybe you're going to meet someone like me this week where it's been like I'm just so humble, I just want to go somewhere. And you can bless other people, and that's really inspiring.
Thanks, Debbie. Anybody else? What you thinking? I see wheels turning. Well, for me, you guys, this is how I was very fortunate to start my business before COVID, and this is how parties were before COVID, and it's gotten back to this too. I've had parties where like this visualization sounds exactly like all the parties I had before COVID and all the parties after. And I know a lot of you have joined during or after COVID. And so getting to hear this visualization, I just want you guys to remember what it's like to be in the customer's shoes. Like, who, remember, if you've ever been to a direct sales party, remember how you felt going to a party and how you feel leaving great. Like you feel connected, you feel like you learned something, you had fun. And I really do want to encourage you guys to just do one in-home party and let the dominoes fall how they will, okay? Pick a hostess, ask her, friend, family, whoever it is, will you please do a LeBri party with me? Will you please do a LeBri facial gathering with me? It can be somebody you already have sponsored. It can be your husband. It could be your neighbor. You know what I mean? Pick a person to have a party with, pick a date, and invite people. And the people that can come, great. And the people that can't, invite them to the next one. Make lists and keep track who said yes, who said no, and then whoever said yes that didn't come, invite them to the next one. And you might have a couple of friends that you're like, this person will come to every party and she's the life of the party and she makes everybody smile. Get a party in person on the calendar as much as your schedule and health and all factors considered in will let you. You don't have to have 7 parties a week to start. You know what I mean? Like pick one, have a party, have light drinks, light refreshments, and recreate this feeling of connection and having fun and pampering. Sorry, Debbie, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I put my hand up and went, oh shoot, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh no.
But but I remembered it was, I look at myself starting LeBri in 2020. I'm a 2020 baby. So I have a daughter with a disability, so I'm home all the time. I literally drive 5 minutes to work. I come home, I work with guys. It's not the same as like being with people. And I get high anxiety, and it might seem like I'm a really outgoing person, but you get me in front of people that, I know them. I schedule something to do something with these people, but I have such anxiety. I like physically get sick. I mean, it sounds really weird, but I'm a 2020 baby, and I'm really, really trying right now this year to get out there and meet new people, talk on the phone, do this, do that. So Melissa suggested me doing just a dinner with a bunch of people. Two people showed up. One came with a gift. She brought me a gift of something that I knew from high school, and she's going to join my team. And I'm like, what? And then the other gal was one of my newly sponsored gals who's been in with me for a year, and we've planned our whole September. So, I mean, like, even though a ton of people didn't show up, I'm like getting myself sick thinking, oh, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? Are they going to like me? It doesn't matter when you just go there just hang out. Like Melissa said, you're just hanging out and like, okay, it's not a party. I'm good. But I brought all my products. I set them out on the table. Now I've got people walking by me at the restaurant going, what is that? What is that? So now I've got connections, and I've got one that's coming in as a consultant, and one of my team members was there to support. And her and I have got things planned for September for helping her move forward.
Love
So even though we all seem like, oh, you're an executive or you're this, don't matter. I'm still a person, and I got the goosebumps right now, and I'm crying going, oh my gosh, I can do this. I can do this. And it's terrifying, but we're all together and we can sit and talk about it. And if you just make it as nonchalant, we're just getting together with some friends for some coffee, it can turn into a small little, hey, try this lotion, or hey, try this, or hey, look at the new products.
Yeah.
It becomes a lot easier than me overthinking in my head as being a perfectionist that, oh, I didn't bring the slips. Oh, I didn't bring the candle out.
Yeah.
It
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that made me think like take the pressure off, and if you do feel anxiety or you do have some fear around, being perfect or doing it right, start with someone you love and trust. Do it with your partner. Have it be your friend or a family member. Like just say, "Hey, we're gonna have a practice LeBri party, and you're gonna be my guinea pig, and I'm gonna do it with you." And if you can't leave the house, we did this all during 2020. We had parties, all kinds of parties on Zoom like this. You can still have fun on Zoom if you can't leave your house or whatever it is. There's only so many people that you can meet with in person, but meet with people in person when you can, right? If there's people in a different time zone or they don't live near you, then use LeBri Live or use Zoom or use Facebook Live. But you guys, even if you're in a small town, there's still hundreds, if not thousands of people in your small town.
Mhm.
And if you live in a small town, you live within driving distance to a bigger town. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's even fun to get out of your comfort zone and talk to people outside of where you live. But that's your challenge before our next call. So you have a whole month to meet with people in person, and you have to take a picture with them. You got to prove that it happened. So it can be a selfie, or you can have somebody take a picture of you and the other person together, but you need to meet with somebody in person and talk about LeBri. You need to have a LeBri gathering. And if it's two people, one person, 25 people, I don't care, but that's your homework. You have to talk about LeBri and meet with people in person before our next call and take a picture of it. Debbie, did you have a question or want to say something?
I was gonna comment on Melanie. She asked me if I had to call a restaurant ahead. If it's more than 6 people, then yeah, I kind of give them a
Yeah,
heads up.
It
But
depends
otherwise,
on the restaurant, like there's a
yeah,
lot of places you can just walk in, and then there's other places you can't go to without a reservation. So it'll just depend, Melanie, on the restaurant you want to go to in your city.
right. Yep. Yep. I'm excited. And then we can go ahead and post our pictures in the beach chat. Like that
Yeah.
would really kind of like
Yep.
get everybody hyped. That'll get me hyped up if you guys do it because I'll be like, all right, Cindy and Allie did it already and Melanie did it. I gotta go do mine. So that would
And
be really cool.
And if you guys can do it in the next 10 to 11 days, this is how you sponsor. This is how you get bookings. This is how you get those 1,000 extra points for President's Circle. Having parties in person is the best way to go. And I know we're over time here, but I just have to talk about my experience for a second, and maybe you guys will get something out of it. I had never been to a direct sales party. I had never done anything like that before I hosted my first party. So if you're like me and you had never been to a party, never done anything, my first party, I asked one of my teacher friends that was above me in school. We hung out all the time together. I said, "Hey, I've never done this before, but I really want to grow my LeBrai business. Will you be my first hostess?" She said, "Yes." We picked a date. It was at her house. I pumped milk, left it with Ryan so he could feed Ellie because Ellie was 4 months old at the time. I had just barely healed from birth injuries, so I wasn't in the best shape, but I could do a 2-hour party. Drove to her house. We got out the food, we got out the alcohol, we got out the everything, the napkins, and then we realized we were missing something, and my friend backed out of the driveway and smashed into my car. That happened during my first party.
Oh my goodness.
Moved my car, she went and got what we forgot, came back in. We had 13 people, two babies, and a dog come to the party. It was
Oh,
loud, it was chaotic, it did not go perfectly. I told everybody, you can't eat or drink until I'm done with my presentation because I'm so nervous. I just have to. And these were all people I knew for the most part. I made those poor people sit on the couch, hungry and thirsty, for like an hour before I finally was like, okay, go get food and drinks. I'm done. You did it. Every single person ordered except for one person who ended up ordering later. I had like over $1,000 in sales and 6 bookings. Everybody had so much fun and they wanted free stuff. And that's how my business started. So you got to find that one person that like you love and you trust, and they want to see you succeed too, and ask them to host for you. And it doesn't matter if it's your husband, it doesn't matter if it's your neighbor or your friend or your coworker, but ask somebody to host for you because that's how you get connected to new people. And even though I knew a lot of these people, I had not shared LeBrai with them yet. So we were getting connected in a new way. Um, and some parties are going to be great like that. I had another hostess. I drove an hour and a half to her house. I had to pay for parking. I had to walk up 3 flights of stairs. No one came. Actually, one person came. The hostess and one person came to this party. I spent all this money on a babysitter, 3 hours of my life driving, and she ordered an anti-aging set and has been a loyal customer for like 8 years. So you never know, right? Like it could be a 10-person party, it could be a one-person party, and the hostess joins and earns a trip to Jamaica. I met a lady in a nail salon, and 3 months later, she earned the trip to Jamaica. You never know unless you put yourself out there and connect. Write that word on your bathroom wall, mirror, put it in front of you, connect, connect, connect. That's the whole point of this, and see who you can help. Okay, wow, we went really over. Does anybody have questions?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been trying to be quiet and I'm trying to be respectful, so I don't want to over talk or talk over you.
You're good.
Um, okay, so for the parties and everything, do you order like samples or do you order like the full like bottle? Like let's say you're gonna do like the skincare.
Yeah.
Do you order the samples or do you order like the full bottle? Does that make sense?
That's a really good question. I usually bring full size that way, and I usually bring the deep pour and the gentle and let people choose what they need to for the trio. So I
Mm-hmm.
bring deep pour, gentle cleanser, deep pour, gentle freshener, deep pore, gentle. Sometimes I'll bring the intense moisture cream because that's a huge hit just where I live in general. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it probably will be for you too. And then I bring the facial peel, the eye gel, and the facial mask. And like those 10 products are really good for a party. If you want to bring the everything that comes in the 11-piece starter kit, so cleanser, freshener, moisturizer, eye gel, peel, mask, aloe jelly, scrub, body wash, body butter, body lotion, then you can say like, look at everything you get full size,
Mm-hmm.
for $99. You can do that too. But I don't like to do samples because I want them to buy, right? So like they get to
Oh yeah.
try it and then I have, you know what I have done though at parties is if they make a purchase right there, like we put their order in on the iPad or the phone or whatever, and they make a purchase and I have sample sets with me, I'll be like, take this home so you don't have to wait for your order, kind of like
Oh,
a
that's a good
gift.
idea.
Yeah, and then sometimes we'll be like, "Oh, I don't know, like I need to finish up what I have at home." And it's like, "That's okay. You take this home, let's put your order in, and then you don't even need to finish up what you have at home." Because you're going home with, doesn't your face feel so good? Don't you want to keep using this? That kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. If you guys ever need me to co-host with you in any capacity, prepping before, helping after, I know I can't be there in person for a lot of you, but if you want to invite me and it's online, please do. I'll do the best I can to be there for you and your new people, right? Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up because we went over. I love you guys. I'm very proud of you. I love our meeting once a month. I feel inspired. How about you guys? A little bit? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Remember your homework. Have an in-person LeBri gathering. Take a picture. Okay. See you guys next time.
Bye, everybody.
I love
Have a
y'all.
great rest of your week. Bye.
Oh, I'm on mute. Bye.